Gentleman from New York is recognized.
I thank my friend, Mr. Levin, for yielding me this time, and I want to thank my colleagues on both sides of the aisle for expressing their support for what I believe is a very valuable piece of legislation. And Madam Speaker, I rise in strong support of the renewal of the sanction on the Burmese junta. I am proud to follow in the footsteps of the previous author of this important legislation, the late Tom Lantos. It was Tom's drive and energy that made sure and ensured that this legislation was passed in the past Congresses, and so I am able to pick up the mantle and to be the lead sponsor of this legislation as it moves forward. Like Mr. Lantos, I believe that the United States has a moral obligation to stand up for those citizens of the world who cannot stand up for themselves. For many years now, the Burmese junta, military junta, has committed endless atrocities towards rival factions and ethnic groups inside their borders. Over 1 million of the Burmese people have been forced to relocate from their homes. More than 2,700 villages have been annihilated, while junta leaders deny much-needed humanitarian aid to reach refugees as a result of Cyclone Nargis. Millions have been subjugated into forced labor, what the International Labor Organization calls, and I quote, a modern form of slavery, end quote. The junta is one of the few remaining repressive regimes still in power in this 21st century. The entire world witnessed the repression that exists only last fall in Burma when the military junta smashed a burgeoning democracy movement. And once again, it was demonstrated when the military junta denied humanitarian assistance to its own people during Cyclone Nargis. President Bush and the First Lady continue to bring attention to the people of Burma's struggle for freedom and democracy, and I congratulate and commend both of them for that. Most recently, the President signed the Congressional Gold Medal of Freedom for Aung San Suu Kyi, which again further demonstrates the commitment of the President and of Congress in terms of bringing notoriety to her cause. But we need to pressure our allies, specifically the European Union and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations known as ASEAN, as well as, I believe, China and India, to do more to clamp down on the junta's finances and international travel. If we ignore this terrible situation, it will only continue to worsen. The time to act against these Burmese atrocities is upon us. Times such as now are when a strong voice is needed to push the world in the right direction. As a collective group, we can come together to save lives and to save a culture from being swallowed by inhumanity. I want to thank again my colleagues on the other side of the aisle who may have some skeptical thoughts about the imposition of sanctions, but I think you've already alluded to other countries and what they're doing now because as a result of what we did, maybe unilaterally, but we are making a difference by not ignoring the plight of the people of Burma, who are being held in many respects in bondage by their own government. And so I applaud you for recognizing the effects that these sanctions have had and will continue to have and will grow. We're looking for more partners in this effort, and I believe by passing legislation today, it demonstrates our further commitment towards the people of Burma, who have very few people in the world looking out for them but the United States. So I congratulate you all for supporting this legislation, and I urge all my colleagues to support this bill. And I yield back the balance of my time.